Give you a rest.
Right, the bad news is, happy Valentine's Day, the bad news is we're starting standing up. Okay. Really nice, yeah. Right, so we're going to start feet together. We're going to turn your toes out, turn your heels out, so your feet are underneath your hips. And we're just going to start by doing our down. We're going to warm up our coordination. We are going to make it slightly harder because, why not? Lovely.
We should have love tunes on.
2 more, we should. Marvin Gaye. Okay, and then this time keep your knees straight and lift your heels. And down, heels, and down. Nice.
Can I move them?
I'm just going to wriggle off the button.
Is someone on
Do you want to buy your mat? No, I'm recording it for Chris. There's no one on Zoom.
Is it okay?
Yeah. And he said he can't come. So I said, yeah, there's no one on Zoom, I'll record it. I've remembered. So hi, Chris.
Hi, Chris.
No chocolate for you.
Okay.
Don't talk
Right.
about Chris like you were before, guys.
Bend your knees this time and keep lifting your heels up. And then hold your hands out here. Lovely. Then keep your heels up, straighten your knees. Bend, keep your heels up, straighten. Bend, straighten. Feel those calves working. Nice. 2 more. Whoop. 1 more. And down. Okay. We're going to go into the full routine. So we bend our knees, hands come up, we lift our heels, we push all the way up, and we come down.
Is this the love tune?
We bend, heels, up, and down. Down. Up, down.
When I was on Zoom last week, I went back to the whole can't lift my arms.
I know. I do feel for you. 2 more.
I've not missed that.
You like this?
No, just do that.
Okay, right. Grab your balls, everyone. We're going to put them between your knees. Between your knees. We're going to do the same thing, but we want to keep that ball between our knees. So we're going to bend our knees, lift your heels, push up and down, bend, heels, push up, down, good, bend, heels, push up, down, bend, heels, push up, down, 2 more, bend, heels, push up, down, last one, bend, heels, push up, down, okay. Just for shits and giggles, I have tried this and it wasn't possible. I'm going to do it on my own.
Yeah.
I mean, it was wobbly, but we'll try it. Let's just try it, why not? We're going to do it on one leg. So we're going to bend, we're going to lift, we're going to push up and come down. We're going to bend, we're going to push up.
What the hell is this?
It's just for fun. Push up, concentrate, up, down, bend, heels, push up, down, bend, 1 more on this side, heels, push up, down. Swap sides, let's see if this side's any better. Okay, bend, heels, push up, down, bend, heel, push up, down, bend, heel, push up, down, nice, bend, heel, push up, down, 2 more, bend, heel, push up, down, 1 more, bend, heel, push up, down. Sweating now.
Oh, my shoulders are really burning and I don't know why.
I don't know why. Okay. So from here, we're going to turn 1 foot slightly out to the side, and you're going to bend into that knee, and this leg is going to come nice and straight. So your standing leg, we should feel it. Glutes should be working after a while, and also this leg, the glutes are going to be working. I don't mind how much you bend your knee, but I don't want it to be like a full squat, so it's more of like a soft knee. If you need the stability, bend it a little bit more, and see how you go. We're going to keep our hands here, and all the movement is going to come from here. I don't want your hands to shift, so we're doing this. We're just tapping those toes on the floor. Keep that tummy button pulled back towards your spine. Lovely. And then from there, we're going to come forwards and tap. Nice. And then we're going to go to 2 o'clock or 10 o'clock, depending which leg you've got out front. Nice. Look at your little chocolates waiting for you. That looks really cute. Then you're going to go to 3 o'clock. Good. Then let's try and go to 4 o'clock. So you'll probably find might have a little bit less movement here. So really get you into the back. High glutes. Nice. And then let's go to 6 o'clock. So what you'll find here is there isn't that much movement because I still want your torso to be nice and upright. So we're not here, but upright. So really getting into that end range. Lovely. Keep going. And then 3 o'clock again. Nice. And rest. Shake legs up.
That's awful.
I'm really sorry. Strap side. Oh, now I know what's coming. I'm so sorry. Happy Valentine's Day. Bend this knee slightly. So we're swapping sides. So whichever leg was your standing leg, we're swapping. And your opposite leg is going to come out to the side and we're just going to tap. I should probably look at your face. Why are you hiding your faces?
It's like silent pain.
The lunch just walked past me with a grin on his face.
So you'll probably feel the burn quicker on this side because your standing leg glutes work pretty hard. And from here, we're going to go to 12 o'clock. Easy hip flexors. This is nice. This is your rest. And then you're going to go to 2 o'clock or 10 o'clock. And then one looks like this forward. Nice. And then 3 o'clock again. Good. And then let's go to 4 o'clock. Keep that tummy button, pull back towards your spine so your core is nice and switched on. Nice. And then from there, let's go to 6 o'clock. Again, really get into that end range hip extension. Real end range. Nice. So we're trying to keep our torso, chest up. So nice and vertical. Nice. Then go to 4 o'clock again. And 3 o'clock. And rest. Shake them off. We have got one more to do. That's enough. Okay, so from here we're going to do some curtsy lunges. When we are doing them, I want you to find those bony bits on the front of your hips, and I want you to have your index fingers there. I want you to imagine you've got a spirit level going across the front of your tummy. You're aiming to keep that nice and straight. So as we cross this leg behind and come down into a lunge, we want to try and keep those nice and level. We don't want to do this kind of a dip. We want to keep these glutes really nice and switched on so that they're staying nice and level.
I was just watching you do it and I was like, yeah, I'll just happily watch.
No, that's fine. I was
should do
instructing
something.
you. That's
Okay,
fine. I'm not told you to go
I
yet.
can't see anyone else.
Ready, go. I'm joking. Okay, so from there, we're going to do 5 slowly on each side. So you can alternate sides. But I want you to think about the quality of your movement. This isn't as fast as you can do it. I want you to keep that tummy button pulled back towards your spine. And we're thinking about keeping those hips nice and level. Okay, so off you go. In your own time. 5 on each side, keeping those hips level. Nice. I don't mind how far you go down with that back knee. I'm more bothered about what your hips are doing.
Will we be able to feel if it's wrong?
So,
Happy Valentine's Day.
so come up. Ooh. Yeah. across your front there. You want to think about keeping it level there. So, that's better. That's better. What's that?
Back. Get a shock.
That's slightly better.
I don't think I'm doing it right on that side.
Maybe don't quite go as far round. So almost go, that's better. Like you're just doing a curtsy. Better. Especially small. How many have you done, guys?
10.
Have you? I trust you. Okay, so that's something that I do want to keep bringing in. We'll probably do some paused ones, not now, and post stuff, just to really get that feel of in that position, rather than, and what we might do actually, so that you can feel it a little bit more, is actually do some active dropping, and then coming back up again. Not today, for another time. Okay, we're going to do some roll downs, because I need to do them. So, we are going to do 3, really, really slow. Chin down to your chest, roll those shoulders forward, keep those arms long and loose. Keep your legs nice and vertical, roll all the way down, nice and slow. When you reach the bottom, pause for a second. Then tuck your tailbone underneath and stack vertebrae on top of vertebrae. All the way back up. 3 of those. In your own time. And on your third one, you are going to pause for slightly longer at the bottom. So chin down to your chest. And roll down. Roll down. All the way down. On your third one, I want you to just pause at the bottom. Feel a nice stretch in your hamstrings, maybe stretching the low back. And then you are just going to walk out onto your hands and your knees. So in this position again, imagining on those bony bits in the front of your hips, you've got headlights that are pointing down to the floor. They're going to stay pointing down to the floor. And we're just going to do some fire hydrants, which we've all done before. So you're going to take one knee out to the side. You're going to do 10 on one side. Nice and slow. Keep that tummy button pulled back towards your spine so your back stays nice and straight. You're going to do 10 on one side and then 10 on the other. Nice. 10 on one side, 10 on the other.
You can do a lot of things on our knees.
But if your knees are sort of going that side.
It wasn't good enough, I needed that big one.
Oh, do you want a whole mat?
It's alright, just get that. Thanks.
So 10 on each side. When you've done 10 on each side, we're going to go back to our first side, and we're going to do the same thing that we're going to do with the kick. So we're going to take that leg out to the side, and then we're going to straighten that knee and bring it back in. We're going to go out to the side, straighten that knee, and back in. Out to the side, straighten, and back in. And again, 10 on each side. And on one side, and on the other. Nice guys, really nice.
That's the evening, people.
See you later, love.
How do you want to come on the other side? Okay. Hi, Lance.
Nice guys. 10 on one side, 10 on the other.
Chat between two tall people.
Nice. When you have done 10 on both sides, you're going to come down onto your forearms. And you're going to take one leg straight out behind you. I want you to still be nice and straight from your shoulder all the way down to your hips. And we're going to just do some, from here, just lift off the floor and back down again. I want you to do 10 nice and slowly. But again, whenever we do these, I want you to make sure that we're not arching that low back. We are just squeezing those glutes. We are keeping that core nice and tight. It is just those glutes that are working. 10 on one side, 10 on the other. Nice. When you've done 10 on that side, swap sides. 10 on the other side. Keeping that low back nice and solid. Really nice, guys. Lovely. When you're done, we're going to swap sides again. We're just going to do 5 on each side. We're going to do rainbows. So we're going to cross that one leg all the way over to the opposite side. And you're going to draw a nice big rainbow all the way out to the side. I'm not bothered whether your hips move or anything. We just want to go all the way around.
Did anyone see the rainbow today?
Yes,
It was
well, we saw
massive.
a double rainbow.
Yeah.
On the,
The kids went off the window.
Did you see outside the bed I want one better one for a walk.
So 5 on one side, 5 on the other.
Did you get a chair yet? No, because you have to fill out form. Get the form and I'll fill it out for you. Should have bought a new chair with the back's one. I tell you, if you went off sick with a bad back, they'd buy you a chair straight away. They would have to. There's got to be a no blame, no claim thing, hasn't there? You realise this is the NHS.
Right, then when you're done, you're going to climb back into your straight elbows. You're going to tuck your toes underneath. And we're just going to hover those knees off the floor and back down. I want about an inch hover, nice and little. So you're just going to push the floor away. Hover those knees just a tiny bit off the floor. And down. Hover. And down. Hover. Hopefully when you hover your knees you can feel your core switch on. I want you to do 3 more. 1, 2, 3.
Sounds weird.
Sounds weird, isn't it?
It's Imagine, but wrong. Oh no, it is Imagine,
yeah.
but it's not.
Wrong. Jack Johnson, you're wrong. Right, then you're going to take your hands forwards of your shoulders. Keep your hips where they are. And we're going to push forward into a plank. So we're going to hover our knees. Then we're going to push forwards as if we're an aeroplane taking off. Then we're going to come back to hover and then back down. So hover your knees, push forwards, come back to hover and down. Hover, push forwards, hover, down, hover, push forwards, hover, and down. 2 more. Hover, push forwards, hover, and down. God, my knees are really creaky. Left one. Back and down. Okay. Right, we're going to go in a, because it's Valentine's Day, we're going to go in a position we've never done before. Check you all, I haven't read the Kama Sutra. I haven't at all. Right, so we're going to come into this weird side position. For you, Chris. So I want your wrist roughly underneath your shoulder. This leg is your supporting leg. Hopefully you can all imagine what we're going to do here. We're just going to lift this leg. You will find in this position it's probably harder. We're just going to lift and down. I want you to think about when you're lifting this top leg off the floor, trying to make it long as opposed to just lifting so that we collapse. You're going to lift and put, really try and stretch that leg out. And back down. Lift, nice. Lift and down. Good.
What's this called in the Kama Sutra?
Don't know. The farting frog. Nice, okay.
Sounds romantic.
Sounds romantic.
Not trying it.
Class is gone. Yeah, whatever. It's tonight's exercise. Two more. One. Last one. Two. Then you're going to keep that top leg straight but rest that foot on the floor. You're going to take that top arm up to the ceiling. I'm being kind here. I'm making thread the needle easy for you. This top hand is going to come all the way underneath and then back round to the top. Back underneath and all the way up. Underneath and back. Underneath. Back. Keep it straight. Bend and straight.
Okay. Yeah, my knees are straight.
Lovely. Okay, from there we're going to do my favourite one. We're going to do side bend. So we're going to stack those feet. We're going to take that top arm up. This hand is going to go underneath. As you go underneath, you push forward and lift your hips up towards the ceiling. And then we come back down. So your top leg wants to be the front foot.
We've got two pairs of socks right now.
Yeah, they make it really slippery, don't they?
Because like, there's no grip.
Yeah.
The two pairs.
Nice. If it's tricky, just try some thread the needle. You've got this.
If it's true.
You've got this.
No, I've not got this.
You've got this. You've got it. So, you're diagonal. So bring your feet forward. Yep. And then keep your... Yeah.
I know in this what I need.
You got this. Come on, just push up.
Pilates socks up. Pilates socks. That's
Way
a better
better
option.
Yeah.
God knows someone started this.
Okay. And rest there. Right, we're going to swap sides. So, everything we've done on this side, we're going to swap over. So we're going to come onto a extended arm and then onto that knee. And we're just going to lift that top leg and down.
So she's gonna.
Are we swapping head end or all rotating?
We've all Top and tail.
Lift and down. Lift and down. Nice. And you're going to do 3 more. 1, 2, 3. Then rest that top foot on the floor. Take your top hand up to the ceiling and let's thread the needle. Underneath. And back up. Under. Back up. Under. Back up. 2 more. Last one. Lovely. Then we're going to do side bend. So you're going to put your feet in line. Top foot is your front foot. Arm up to the ceiling. Take that arm underneath. Push out of that hand, lift your hips to the ceiling. And then twist back.
Pilates socks.
Good. 2 more for me. 2 more. Then you get to come and lie on your back for a bit. Okay, so lying on your back. Feet flat on the floor, knees bent. You're going to have your arms down by your sides. We are going to hover those hands off the floor, and we're going to reach our hands down towards our feet so that our chin comes to our chest and our shoulder blades roll off the floor, and then we're coming back down again. So we're just doing some little crunches. I want you to think about squeezing your ribs down towards your hips. Squeeze down towards your hips. Squeeze. Nice. Two more for me. 1, 2. Then I want you to pop one hand behind your head, keep the other hand down by your side, and we're going to twist. So we're going to do an oblique crunch, but we're not coming up and twisting. I want you to keep both sides of your waist nice and long. And from here, we're going to squeeze our ribs down towards our hips, so we peel one shoulder blade off the floor. You should really feel like your obliques are kicking in. We're just going to lift. Nice. Squeeze. Lovely. Squeeze. Three more. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to swap sides. Exactly the same on the other side. We're going to peel that shoulder blade off the floor, squeezing those ribs down towards your opposite hip. Twisting at that waist. So we're really working those obliques. Lovely. And you're going to do 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. Lovely. Then you're going to grab your ball, and you're going to pop your ball between your knees. So I have 2 options for what we're going to do next. So with your ball between your knees, you can either keep your feet flat on the floor. We're going to go back to doing some crunches. I want you to keep some pressure on the ball. So the ball's not just resting there. I do want you to actively squeeze your knees together. What I don't want you to do is to squeeze your knees as hard as you can. I want you to go about 50%. So we're not totally relaxed, we're not really squeezed, we're about 50%. From here, we're going to lift our hands off the floor and we're going to drag them down towards our feet. Lifting those shoulder blades off the floor. And you can either stay here, or you can bring both legs up into a tabletop and do the same thing. Nice. Really nice. Keep a little bit of pressure on the ball. Take that chin towards your chest, lift those shoulder blades off the floor. If you want to work your breathing at the same time, breathe out as you lift your shoulder blades off, and breathe in as you come back down again. Out on the way up, in on the way back down. And then you're going to rest there. Oh, you bring both of your feet down, keep a little bit of pressure on the ball, one hand behind your head, still with a bit of pressure on the ball, and we're going to twist again. Back to twisting. Nice. And again, you can stay here, or you can bring both legs up into a tabletop and keep twisting in this position. Lovely. I want you to think about your ribs squeezing down towards your opposite hip. What I want you to avoid, the temptation, is using your arm to pull your head. Your hands there just to rest your head into. I want you to feel like there's a bungee cord going from your ribs down towards your opposite hip. Piece of elastic, and it's squeezing them together. Squeeze together. 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. Then I want you to pop your feet back down on the floor, swap hands. And we're going to lift that shoulder blade off the floor and back down. Lift and back down. Lift and back down. And again, you can stay here or lift your feet off the floor. Keep a little bit of pressure on the ball. Keep thinking about squeezing those ribs down towards your opposite hip. Breathe out on the way up. Breathe in on the way down. Nice. Now I'm going to do 3 more. 1, 2, last one, 3, and rest. Take your ball out of the way. Hug your knees into your chest for me. Lovely. Okay. We've got a couple more to do. We're going to do a complicated version of a dead bug, you'll be pleased to know. So you're going to pick your ball up in one hand. Your opposite knee is going to come up into a tabletop, and you're going to press that ball into your knee. You're going to keep your shoulder blades down. You're going to lift your free arm up towards the ceiling and lift your other leg into a tabletop. So, keeping that pressure from opposite hand through the ball to opposite knee, your free sides, so still opposite arm and leg, we're going to stretch them out and then bring them back in again. We're going to stretch them out and bring them back in again. Stretch out, back in. If you want to make this slightly harder, do it with a straight leg. So straight arm and leg, coming down to the floor. Keep a bit of pressure on the ball. If it is too hard, bring that leg down towards the floor so that your hand is through the ball, through your leg on the floor. Hopefully you should feel like your abs are on fire a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, good, correct. 3 more. 1, 2 more. 2. Last one. 3. And rest. We're going to swap sides. You're pleased to know. So, swap ball into opposite hand. Bring that knee up into a tabletop. Pressure through that hand into the ball, into your knee. Other arm and leg, come up. And down we go. Nice. Lovely. Mega, guys. And again, if you want to make this slightly harder, straighten that leg. Good. Focus on your breathing. Breathe out as everything goes down to the floor. Breathe in as it comes back up again. Breathe out. Breathe in. 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, I want you to glue your knees and your feet together. Hands are going to come out into a T shape, and you're going to roll your knees all the way down to one side. I love the way you coordinate that. Which way are we going? Take a couple of really nice big deep breaths here. And then come back up to the middle and go down to the other side. And then come back up to the middle. Okay. We're going to finish with everyone's favourite. You're going to take your feet slightly further away from your bum. Hands are going to be flat on the floor. You're going to take your chin to your chest, roll your shoulders up, feel your spine all the way off the floor till you come up to sitting. And then we are going to curl, tuck that tailbone underneath, and you're going to curl and control it all the way down.
That helped.
You could, so to make it easier, either take your feet away from further away, or work into the position. So start in sitting, hands behind your knees, and practice that curling movement, and then curling back up again.
Yeah.
So you're using your arms a little bit.
First one's always the worst.
Curl all the way down. Lovely. And then chin to chest. Curl all the way up again. Lovely. Yeah. Thank you, guys. Breathe to do it. Good. So if you find you have a sticky bit, I want you to work into that sticky bit. So it might be that as you come down, you get to here, and then you can lose the control a little bit. So I want you to start in sitting, and I want you to practice curling, and then holding that position. You can use your hands to help, and then come back up again and sit up nice and tall. So you're practicing getting into that C shape. Feel that bit where you're like, that's that sticky bit, and then sit up nice and tall. If it is the other way, chin to chest, that's that sticky bit. I want you to hold, really push and hold there, and then come back down again. So you're going to work into those sticky bits. If you haven't got any sticky bits, just keep working. You're so rude again. Dreadful, honestly.
Did I say anything?
No?
You just know how to read me. I didn't say anything.
April was the same, to be fair. I could see her face. No, nothing, not at all. And Ruth, obviously, she was there. What? Really nice. So then finish the last rep that you are doing, and then we're going to come up into sitting. We're going to have our hands behind our knees, and we are going to lean back. We're going to bring one leg up, we're going to bring the other leg up, and we're just going to hold that position. When you are nicely in that position, you can try letting go with one hand, try letting go with the other. We're just going to hold. If that is too hard, you can put one leg down. I suspect for most of you that might be too easy. See how it feels. Nice. Yes, guys. What you might also feel. What you might also feel, if you want to try and make it a little bit easier, try and squeeze your big toes together so that you're recruiting a little bit more. You can squeeze your knees together as well. That puts me off balance, but if you try and squeeze your big toes, that might help you stay in that position. Nice. Lovely, guys. Really nice. Okay, right, from there, roll onto your tummies. Hands underneath your shoulders. And you're just going to push up into Cobra. I want you to pause for a moment, and then I want you to come back down again. In this Cobra, we are aiming to be able to stretch down our front here. What you might find is if you're just pushing up here, you get more of a stretch on your low back, but just stretch wherever you need to, really. Whatever feels good. Second turn. And then practice the can-can. So we can move in and out of it nice and slowly. Pause. And then back down. One more. And back down. And then we're going to push back into child's pose. So you're going to come onto your hands on your knees. Knees come as wide as your mat, big toes together. Sink your bum down towards your heels. Reach those arms out. And then just rest in that position. This is not necessarily an active stretch. I want you to try and just rest and take 5 really nice big deep breaths in this position. Really send all of your breath right down to the bottom of your lungs. Try and create as much space between your shoulder blades when you take a nice big deep breath in, and then breathe it all out. And when you've done your 5 big deep breaths, you're done.